place that you've been in. I've been at that place like, hey, this isn't working for me. I don't know what to do. How do you begin to counsel, educate, teach someone on how to create a safe space for them and set appropriate boundaries?
Yeah, thanks, Jessica. I think it's so hard. First off, you're spot on. Boundary work is hard work, right? Let's get that really straight. Boundary work is not easy. It's I've had to face fears I didn't know I had. I've had to deal with mindsets and belief patterns that keep me silenced and stuck. It's not easy space, especially work boundaries. And when I define work, it's both work professionally as well as personally. I think that's another illusion that we have in many worlds, right? Is what is work, right? Do I have to be formally paid for it? Because I don't know, making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, doing laundry and have the dog barking feels like work to me.
Yeah, no one's sending you a check for that work, but it's definitely anyone that's a mom and raised kids and fur babies knows it's work.
Right. It's all work, So, but anyway, my point to this is when it comes to boundaries in workspaces, it's extra hard because we're dealing with things such as professional reputation, job goals, fiscal stability, all of these other aspects, which make it very hard. And I think we need to have really honest conversations, both individually as well as collectively within our organizations, to have the honest conversations about why boundaries are difficult and what we need, what kind of structures we need in place to support people with them. Because if you look at the backside of boundaries, the opportunities that we have with boundaries in our worlds are immense. They are immense. Not only personally, right, from a stress management perspective, from an engagement perspective, from an energy perspective, but there's also all of the benefits that our organizations and our communities get to reap from a creativity perspective, from a connection perspective, from a relationship building perspective. When I'm supporting myself and I'm centered and I'm really honoring those boundaries internally, everything I touch is going to be impacted by that. Everything that I touch is going to be impacted by that work. So that's really what motivates me, if you will, to get through the hard stuff, because I see the backside of it. And going back to your question about, how do you even begin to have that conversation with folks about boundaries? A lot of times I get to the very core root of, well, what do you want? Right? What do we want? I think everybody wants happiness. Everybody wants joy. Everybody wants connection. Right? That's the meaning of life in many ways, is these connections that we have. And so how do you access that? Well, we access that by connecting in with self first, creating the space and time to connect with ourselves. Right. And we do that also. How do we do that? I oftentimes will say, we need to find our boundaries. We need to protect our boundaries, and we need to maintain our boundaries, because it's that piece that allows us to connect with ourselves, which then allows us to reach externally.